Top sites are Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So video is huge. It's on the rise. I mean, YouTube's only been around for 5 years, and it's just blown everybody out of the water with what's happening via video. So those are the 4 sites right now that are really big. There'll be more that'll probably pop up. MySpace, you know, has kind of gone away. Facebook came out. MySpace, I used to say, always still had a place for musicians. If I want to see who's playing at Union Street on a Friday night, I will go to the MySpace for that band and listen to their music, and I can actually hear what's going on. Facebook has come up with an application for that. So the migration will happen to Facebook. I don't even know if MySpace will exist. So the idea is, you know, now you have a spot in MySpace, you know, but now it's not going to be there. So what does that mean? And I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Think long term. People expect immediate results. They're like, okay, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, all right. You know, it's going to happen overnight. I'm going to have 1,000 friends, and you know, my business is going to boom. You're growing a network. That does not happen overnight. That is something that you have to go out and pursue. There are channels through Facebook and through Twitter. There's some directories and stuff you can get into, and that's a little bit behind the scenes, but you have to just be patient with it. You have to let it grow over time, and that's why I'm talking about it really is a long presence. What you're doing is, if you're buying your piece of real estate right now on the internet, in these social media sites, you will have it for years and years and years to come to build upon. Are you branded on the internet? Do you hold a place? Has anyone Googled their name here? Googled their name? Okay. I mean, most people do Google their name to see, you know, what comes up. Hopefully it's not a lot of like bad stuff. That wasn't so good. But you should Google your name. I recommend it, because go home and see if somebody's been talking about you. You'll find out pretty quick if somebody is. And then for anybody that has Googled their name, I mean, are you finding your name like quite a bit? Right, it's happening. I don't know. So let's talk about branding techniques. Okay. Avatars. I put pictures next to it because I don't know if you guys know that's what they're called, the little thumbnail pictures that everybody's got on a social media site. That's called an avatar. What you're looking for, if you're going to brand yourself or your company, is you're going to look for consistency. So, I'll show you this picture right here. Okay. So, Tony Robbins, everyone know who that is? It's, you know, the speaker. Okay, so great. I go to Tony Robbins' Facebook site, his Twitter site, YouTube. That's who I see. I'm like, great, I know where I'm at. I found the right guy. I go to this person's site, and I'm like, cute kid. Where am I even at? Who even is this person? You know, where's this coming from? So people love to change their profile pictures a lot. Now, if you're just using Facebook for a personal fun and you want to do that, not a big deal, and you've got a real small group of people. But the way Facebook works is you really kind of open yourself on the personal side. There's a personal and a business side. You open that personal side up, fill that up with 5,000 friends if possible. That's about how many you can have. And you move them to your business stuff. You like eventually let them find that out about you and move over there. So I know it's a difficult thing. You can block certain photos. I always tell people, because I coach the dance team at West Senior High, and there's some cute little teenage girls that I have pictures of, and I definitely, my whole thing is open. I don't want people on the internet stumbling across those pictures. So I blocked that. They can't get to that part of it. But the rest is open. If somebody Googles my name, I want them to find my Facebook page. Hopefully, you know, they'll come and be my friend, and then they will see the same picture. They'll see the same picture of me on Twitter. They'll see the same picture of me on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. And the beauty of it is once you brand yourself across those channels you've chosen, so if you want to be on Twitter, if you want to be on LinkedIn, it's the same. So when people Google your name, they find you everywhere. And that's what you're looking for if you're doing personal branding or if you're doing business branding. Logo versus photo. That's always a question, like when you're doing something from a branding point that's business. The idea is that if you're a big brand, great, use your logo. If there's any way, you know, the Red Cross is very well known. They can use their logo. If you're a small company, though, it works much better if you have a person in that shot somehow. So let's use you again for example. If we're going to talk about signs, maybe it's you get holding a sign and it's really funny or comical or sign you made, because people will respond to a personal image before they'll respond to a logo that they're not aware of. But then you also don't want to get too I see a lot of real estate agents that, you know, take those really professional shots, and my chat's pretty professional on my personal Facebook, but I can tell you I'm getting ready to open up a Facebook page for myself. That's going to be much campier and more fun because I want that to draw people in. You know, it's not your personal site, so it's got to have a little more flavor to it. So we always recommend to use in your business site something that's fun and engaging versus just, you know, a really professional picture of you or just your logo. People will trust it more. Backgrounds. I want to talk about this. This is Greater Grand Rapids Red Cross. So I went and looked at Twitter accounts for Michigan that were listed at the Red Cross. So I was checking them out, and there were so many things that I noticed about this. And so I'm talking about branding techniques. This Twitter has a background that was created in probably a Photoshop, nothing big. It's, you know, got information. If you went further down, it's got contact information. You can't click on those links, but it's basically free billboard advertising is what it is. So you can utilize all of the backs of these. I'll encourage you guys to go check after you leave or go like look at my sites and you can see how they're set up. But you will get more bang for your buck. More people will come to your site. I noticed that because they had this done right, and I'm going to talk about information. We'll go back up to this. Information keywords, and because they had used keywords in their bios. I went to other ones, and they didn't have anything here. It's just the blue clouds that Twitter has. Blue cloud, and it had the person's name that created it instead of like the Red Cross chapter, and it also had like nothing right here, and this is like a bio area. So, and they had maybe like 3 followers compared to like how many followers they have, and so I noticed that, and it's very important on the branding. We're back to if you are going to travel across these sites that you brand. So if you've got, you know, branding that you use with your company, use it everywhere. I wanted to show you this. So for me, this is, if you go to my Facebook account, this is what you're going to see. I talk a little bit about my business. It says enterprising social networker, living out loud, social media marketing, online branding speaker, consultant, and author. Those are all keywords. If you Google those words, they're going to like help you find me on Facebook or help you find me on Twitter. So you want to use words from your industry. Then I also put family, friends, travel, dancing, beaches, and boating make me smile. I put those because that's who I am. So that will help me draw people in that like to do the same amount of things, same things. So somebody that's looking for someone in social media marketing that happens to like boating, you know, and they see me, they're going to be like, oh, this girl likes boating. Should be pretty fun. We probably could do business on a boat. You know, that's how they'll start thinking. And I'm going to give you a tip on Facebook. If you put in any of the little areas over on the left, this is a little mini bio over on the left. It's kind of underneath your picture. If you put the HTTP:// and any site after that, it becomes a live link. So you know how a lot of people will go on Facebook and they're like, where's their website? You know, and you got to go to the info tab to find their website. You can put it right over there on the left, and people can click on it just like that. So they don't have to move to another tab. You know, less steps they have to take, the better off they are. I'm going to have to read this to you guys because it's really dark, sorry. Social media and disaster response. I wanted to talk about this because I am with the Red Cross, and I thought this was great. I came across this. The Red Cross president and CEO, Gail McGovern, said that the use of social media during and after the massive earthquake that hit Haiti in January was the most prominent sign yet that new technology has prompted a major shift in disaster response. Facebook got over 1,500 status updates per minute. That's after the quake. And Haiti, quote, Haiti quickly became the top trending topic on Twitter. The Red Cross even received tweets from people trapped under buildings. A survey from the Red Cross determined that 1 in 5 Americans will turn to digital media if unable to reach 911. This is what I'm talking about, mobile. You know, if you have mobile. So when I wanted to bring this up because it works in so many different applications, you know. We didn't know that Twitter was going to be great for disaster response. We didn't know it was going to be great for customer service. We're really starting to learn how these applications are even playing out more for us now. So the idea is, you know, getting involved in them and just getting started and setting yourself up so you can move through them as they keep growing. Because quite frankly, does anyone have like children in here, millenniums, you know, those young ones? I've got a 22-year-old and a 19-year-old. Right. They are controlling our dollars. So, and this is where they go. They don't pick up phone books. They don't do anything the way we used to it. They go to the internet. So if you want to sell some stuff, you need to make sure you have a place there because they're going to be the ones buying from you. Social media is usually the best investment you'll make in your business all year. It really is. And if you, there's a couple other things I wanted to add. Businesses are worried. The things that happened for 2010 were the budgets. They didn't have budgets for social media, so they hadn't really put aside any money. You don't have to put away the marketing budgets that you did before, but you do need a little bit of a marketing budget to get something going with social media. And then the other one is policies and procedures. Now, luckily, a company, well, a franchise like this, a branch like this, is almost like part of a franchise. So if you are part of a franchise, typically you have a larger entity that's really got something going on, putting information out all the time, but you want to represent yourself from a local standpoint. So if you're a franchisee owner or you are a nonprofit that's part of a larger organization, you still want to work with your local community. So you want to have that presence. They want to find you. They want to friend you. They don't want to, you know, they'll friend the American Red Cross, but they want the Grand Traverse County is who they want to really friend and get updates from you, what's happening in the area. So you just want to make sure that, you know, you do that, and it really is the best. And this is all my stuff. This is where you can find me. On Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. I've got other sites too, but those are the main ones. Really easy. You can search under Jody Malamas. But I encourage you to like take a peek at my accounts. You know, it's a great place to go look around and see what I'm doing. And then you can kind of see how to grow and spy a little bit from it and implement it. So I'm going to leave it there, but I want to go ahead and do questions for sure. So I'm excited. So anyone have a question for me? Okay, great.
I heard that you need to be kind of on Facebook, constantly posting things to keep people
Engaged?
right.
Okay. The way it really works is kind of have a couple rules that from working in this for a while. Facebook, you need to put about 2 posts a day out on. That's it. You don't need more than that. But they need to be posts that are going to get engagement. They need people to talk to you. So if you're just spewing information and nobody's talking back to you, you're wasting your time. So you've got to get people engaging. You know, so ask them a question, tell them a funny story, anything like that to get them talking back to you. Twitter's far more. You have to have like, I put anywhere between 12 and 15 posts on Twitter, and that's small for me. I mean, I could do 20 a day.
How do you come up with that many ideas?
And the way you do it is what you do is, anybody familiar with, and this might be over your head, but I'll share it with you, an RSS feed. Does anyone know what really simple syndication is? Okay, it's when you go to a website, anytime you go, if you see a little orange radio button, and it says subscribe, or it says RSS subscribe, basically what that means is you're subscribing to their information. So let's just say I'm in the fashion industry, and I want to know the latest with lipstick, and so I go to one of the fashion magazines and I subscribe to their makeup section, because sometimes they'll break it down by clothing, makeup, whatever, and then I get the latest updates in this feeder all the time of information, and then I can share that with people. Because the idea of social media is being the first to give the information out. So if you're in this area, if you're in Traverse City and you're really paying attention to your social media, you'll be the first person talking about your industry all the time. So not only will local people find you, but if I Google Traverse City, let's say it's shoes, and somebody's really rocking social media in their shoe store, they're going to pop up like everywhere. First full pages on Google is where they're going to be, you know. And so you can also get people to you can do all kinds of promos too for people, you know, and kind of keep them engaged. Okay, anything else? Another question?
I was kind of wondering, you somewhat answered it with health frequency, so how much time really, I mean, you should be on there every day, spending some amount of time.
You should be there every day, and you should really have it down to about 10 minutes a day. There's scheduling services for Twitter. There's TweetDeck. There's Hootsuite. There's Social Oomph. TweetDeck's my favorite because I can also post to Facebook from TweetDeck too. And so these are schedulers, and you just, it'll sit their desktop client. Go there, you can load all of your accounts on.